Well,
I think that's
yeah,
ballsy.
I like that one. You know, the funny
Right?
part is like with that one does work. It's
Yeah, but
really
it's one you
weird.
can't abuse because you're going to be like,
Well, it's not just that. It's like that's a lot of money, and
nice way to
if you
say it.
like, it's not just so much that you can't abuse it. It's like, can you actually use it? Is that because
Well,
do you have that kind of money to spend on this type of stuff?
see, it's so relative, right? Because for you, that might be like 60,000. For
Yeah,
me, that might be like $500,
yeah. It's a
right?
yeah.
So it's more about the relative
Well, you
pain.
know what? No, here's the thing. Okay, so
Are we
this
recording? We might
guy,
as well.
what?
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Oh crap! Hey guys.
I surprised Phil. Okay, so here's the thing. All right, when it comes to publishing and getting stuff published, you have like it's a really weird system, particularly with nonfiction. Um, what I've heard from most writers when it comes to fiction and you want to get yourself published is do not try to approach your literary agent. She left me. Um,
Oh no! Come back, honey. Come back. The
yeah,
cat's going to take your chair.
yeah, she is. He is. Um, he said, or they've. I've heard this from multiple writers. Do not try to approach your literary agent with an idea. It is very hard for your agent to sell an idea if you are a beginning writer. So like don't so say you're J.R.R. Tolkien and you have this vision for the Lord of the Rings and you're like it's this amazing epic drama and all that stuff. Don't try to approach your literary agent and be like, I have this idea, because your agent can't like sell the idea. They have to sell you and they have to sell the product. But the like having an idea, it's a big risk for these publishing houses. Um, so instead, what you should do as a beginning writer is write the book first, even if it's just a first draft. And to be blunt, it's probably going to be just a first draft, because then what you do is you send it off to your literary agent, who then tries to get go takes it and
And make it woke.
there there we go. Yes, yes, it does. Well, no,
That
your
is
agent
that is right,
doesn't.
I think.
Your agent doesn't do that. Your agent
No,
has
but
editors that,
the editor does.
yes, the editor does. Um, so the agent will then shop around with other with publishing houses to try to get your book sold. But the other part of it is the agent probably has like five other authors with books and things like that they're trying to sell too. So anyway, and right now I'm also talking just traditional publishing, because there's like the non-traditional stuff. All right, bear with me, I am going somewhere with this. So you get your book sold, get it put on the bestseller list. It's wonderful and everything. Great. Okay, cool. Now, you're a published author, you're on the bestseller list. Here's the awesome thing about your status at that point. Now you can go to your literary agent with an idea for a book, and your literary agent can sell the idea for the book at that point. Okay, because you're known, because you have something published, because you were put on the bestseller list. So people like Seth Godin, okay, Seth Godin, Ryan Holiday, they can who's the other, Simon Sinek. They've been published multiple times. They have had multiple books on the bestseller list. If the moment that they get an idea for the book, they can go to their agent or their publisher and present the idea to them, and their publisher is going to be like, "Yep, let's do it." And the
I
thing
thought for
is,
some of these guys, once they got to that point, the publisher's like, you got to come up with some ideas once a year or something.
yes, I think Ryan Holiday talks about that actually. Like, one of the big things with that is, or one of the big things or interesting things with Ryan Holiday is he did all these marketing books, and he didn't want to do marketing anymore. His publisher wanted him to do another marketing book, but he wanted to do uh, the obstacle is the way. He wanted to do a book on stoicism,
Mhm.
and his publisher was like, "Yeah, sure, we'll do that," because the publisher, uh, it was one of those things where the publisher is like, "Yeah, I know, we'll let you get that out of your system, and then we'll move forward with the next one." And
Yeah,
guess what? His book, the obstacle is the way, outsold his marketing books by multiple factors.
got
And
lucky.
so the publisher was like, "Okay."
Yeah,
Anyway,
write another one of
so the
those.
reason why I'm bringing all this up, what
Yeah, write another one of those now.
the reason? Yeah, the reason I'm bringing all of this up is because the thing is that hold on one second. There we go. Once the publisher has once you present the idea to your publisher is going to give you what's called an advance. And the idea is that it's money up front to help you live so that you can focus on writing the book. And that right there, that is in itself a pact, because you're making a pact with your publisher
Right, about
to
to say the
write
devil.
the book. And it, yeah, it's very true, actually. That is very accurate. But you're making a pact with the. You're making it, and now I'm never going to be published.
I just burned my chance to be famous.
Yep. Hey, I've
I'm
been
gonna have
having
to write a
multiple
book on
ideas for.
stoicism.
I've been writing a book about, or I've been having an idea for multiple books lately, and it's funny. Um,
Nice.
so but the thing is, like, if it's one of those, you have an advance with your publisher, if you never actually finish the book, you have to give that money back to your publisher. So that's the thing that's supposed to hurt. It's kind of like when you sign up when you go to a company a lot of time, or start working at a company, a lot of times the big name companies will offer you signing bonuses, or if you are being relocated, they'll pay your moving expenses and such. All of those are packs with your companies and such, because there's typically a clause in there that says you will work here for 1 year, and if you leave for any reason other than sickness, I think there's the clause is usually unless you get injured and you can no longer work, um, then you have to pay us all that money back. And usually what happens at that time is people have already paid or already used that money to do things, and so it's painful at that point to give it up, so you have to work for that company, or you have to get that book written by that time. And that's
And it
the
should be.
yeah, because you got money.
I mean, if you take somebody's money for a little piece of your freedom,
Yep.
right? That to me, that's totally reasonable. I'm a
Yep.
slave trader, obviously, but no advances, any moving funds for moving, all that, right? You know, don't move if you don't like the place you're going. First of all, right?
It's true. Yeah. Oh yeah, do not
But
move.
that's a benefit. That's free money, right?
Yeah.
And
And
if
seeing.
you don't have enough skills to make somebody move you to the place where you want to go, get some better skills, dude.
It's true that you're dead on. You're dead on. Uh,
So now I'm an evil capitalist and a slave driver.
I mean, we're both evil capitalists.
Mwahaha.
I don't know about you being a slave driver.
I do expect people to work hard.
I have a story about that phrase. I'll have to tell you sometime. It's
Oh, okay,
hilarious.
cool. That's cool.
Anyway, so yeah, that's a pact, and that's kind of what Muir talks about, where you start creating like these price packs, where you sit there and you say, okay, I'm going to do this, and if I don't do it, I have to put money away. But he does put a caveat in there, and it was something that I never really considered with price packs and stuff. He says it can't, like, a price pack cannot be a like a full blown behavior change one. So you can't use a price pack for quitting smoking, because that's like a constant, that's a constant thing that you have to fight against.
Yeah,
um
yeah. If you have a disorder where you, for example, you're always biting your nails or
yeah.
OCD,
Yep.
you can't use it to, it's going to you can't use it in cases where you're magnifying
Yep.
the thing you're trying to avoid. You have to use a
Exactly.
different technique.
Yes. He recommends it for like one-off tasks and stuff. So like going to the gym. He has an example in there of like burn it or burn it, is what he calls it. So he's got like $100 bill, and he puts it on a calendar every day. And as it's moving, like, he has to go to the gym. If he goes to the gym that day, so like he's burning calories, he gets to move the $100 bill to the next day. But if he doesn't, he has to burn the $100 bill. So that's a
Burn it or burn
really
it, baby.
good. Yep, that's a really good example of a price pact. So if you're trying to get something done and you need to do it, then you need to do a price. You try a price pack on it.
Yeah, if you
But
need that reminder to do it or the motivation to do it, it's great.
yeah. The other one that he talks about that I think is interesting is, to keep you from being distracted, is an identity pact. And the reason why I say I think this is interesting is it's very clearly James Clear. It goes back to Atomic Habits. It's like it's one of those where I'm like, dude, you don't even need to write a chapter on this. Just write the chapter title and write it one sentence. Go read
Read
Atomic
this book.
Habits. Yep.
Yep. Yep. But
Uh,
I appreciate a good summary, and then
yes.
for more, go to Atomic Habits.
Yep. I agree. I think you're right. You basically, it's, you have to think of yourself as someone who is not a distractible person, essentially.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a
Identity.
person who, yep, I'm a
Yeah,
person who focuses. Good.
I am a focused person.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like something
I'm
very
a person who
powerful in that.
focuses. That sounds weak,
It does.
doesn't it? Right?
Yeah.
If I'm a focused person, no,
Yeah. It's kind of
no, I'm a
dumb.
person who focuses. Like, oh my god, like, do you really think you are? You don't believe in me.
No, we aren't. We're just like
Like, have some fun with it. I'm a focused, and if you don't
like,
like it,
yep.
right, own the identity. If that's what you're trying to become the identity and own it, right? Put
Yeah.
some comedy on it, put a little bit of roughness in there, and be it, right? I'm not trying to be a Russian princess. No, I am a Russian princess, and I like my tea that way.
Oh man. Oh geez. I was watching this TV show this week, The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix, and there's like this scene where I don't want to give it away too much because it's such a good series. Oh my
Spoiler alert.
gosh. It is
Go
so
for it.
good, but
Let us be known for all kinds of hateful actions.
yeah. Basically, this person was made tea with rat poison in it, and
Ugh.
tried. Yeah, yeah. It was. I was just like, holy cow, jeez. Anyway, so amazing show. It was created by this guy named Mike Flanagan. He's really known for his horror movies, but to be fair, I think his horror TV shows are far better because he's very focused on character development, and the only way you can really truly like develop a characters like he does is in a TV show. But what's awesome about it with him is his TV shows are only 8 episodes, 10 episodes, and that's it. He
Hmm.
doesn't like. He doesn't do multiple seasons. He just is like, this is the story that I'm going to tell. That's it. That's all we're going to do. And
So that's 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, I guess that the extra an hour and a half, 2 hours makes a difference.
well, it's his seasons are usually hour-long episodes. So
Oh, okay.
it's
So
more
it's
like 12 hours
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
because some of the episodes will go over the hour-long mark.
Oh,
So yeah,
son of a
it's
gun.
just but it's really good, and he really focuses on character development and how they do that. So anyway, he's got a bunch on Netflix. So I just I anyway, whatever. Okay, so PAX and anything else we want to say about PAX? Have
Um,
anything?
there's what there, so we talked about the $10,000 pack.
Yep.
Uh, the other thing is that I thought was fun, which is not for me, but
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea is the pack partnership. Now,
Yeah.
I think he talked about it later in the book, but we're finishing the book anyway, so if I'm out of place, it doesn't matter. But where there's a service he references, and I can't remember what it is, but
Focus
essentially you
mate.
can go on Focus Mate. Oh wow, you're just so fucking smart, man. Damn,
I
you
I've
inspire me.
seen it advertised. I've seen it advertised before. I've also seen other content creators out there talk about it. So
Okay,
it's just
cool.
been around for a while.
You inspire me.
Yeah.
So Focus Mate, and it sounds like a cool service, right?
Yeah.
If you're needing this temporary kind of motivation, or the enough motivation to get you focused on something, right? To have some accountability partners, I
Yep.
think it's great. The interesting thing is once you actually get good at what you do, you'll if you're business minded, you'll find actual partners
Yeah.
that hold you accountable, right? And that's
That's
where I tend
true.
to find myself. So I don't feel like the service would be right for me. Maybe that's why, right? Because I actually have partnerships.
You already have people.
Yeah, I have people, right? If I'm not focused, people don't get to have dinner or Christmas with their kids, right?
Hmm.
Um, so that's one thing, and maybe just knowing that is enough not to have an accountability partner in itself. But if you're just
uh.
like a regular, boring employee, right?
Hmm.
I just offend everybody now, 99% of people. If you're one of those people that like a job, then maybe it's great.
Well, let me put it this way: if you are a person who's going into an office every day, focus mate is probably not for you. If you need it for your job, if you need it for your side hustle, then maybe it is for you. um but if you're somebody like me who works from home all the time and has difficulty getting focused on your getting your stuff done because you're constantly being distracted by something in your home, then focus mate might be good for you. Just don't, just check with your work, I would say, because you don't want information getting out there.
So yeah, I mean it's interesting because it's not sharing your screen; it's a video share.
It is. I'm just saying, like, I don't think I could. So I could definitely not use it on my work computer at all. There's no way. I
Hmm.
think they have it. I think they have it blocked.
It does make sense.
Yeah,
It does make
but
sense.
yeah.
I think I was thinking about something like this just for some of my guys who are remote,
Hmm.
because being remote can be lonely for a lot of people.
It can.
So it's not even about um, accountability. It's almost have some kind of human connection. But soon they're going to have AI friends, and they'll just sit there and flirt with you and make you feel good about yourself.
Soon they already do.
Oh, tell me about yours.
It's called Chat GPT.
And she is amazing.
Yes. Is
Sorry, I'm
I
just being
laugh at
goofy.
that stuff. Yeah, we are. We're always goofy. Okay, so last big section on this is how to make your workplace indistractable. And kind of one of the things that he points out is when you're at work, when you're being distracted or you're constantly being distracted by stuff at work, it's not necessarily a sign of, okay, you just have a lot things going on. It's like there's some dysfunction going on at work. Like, there's some issue happening, and a lot of it I would say is because I so I have a very different perspective from it than a lot of people maybe, because my work requires me to be focused. I think what ends up happening, and what you end up having, particularly with um, a lot of the world as it is now, where people are working from home more. I think the issue is one of control, that people want to remain or feel like they're in control or show that they're still in control of things. Um, I've had issues where so like I've had a thing where one guy, he's like a director, and he comes and he's like, we have this big issue coming up, we have to fix this. And then his entire reaction is, okay, do we need a meeting? Let's get everybody together in the room and have a meeting and talk about this. And it's like, okay, maybe. For someone like me, I'm like, no, no, no. If it's an issue that I need to solve, then I need everybody to leave me alone. Go away.